everybody, welcome back to Meals with Marcia. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a recipe called pumpkin rolls. I'm excited to show you this, so let's get started. You're going to have several things today. The first thing is you're going to need a can of pumpkin, the 100% pure pumpkin. Make sure that you do not get the pumpkin pie mix. That comes in a can as well, but you just need 100% pumpkin. You're going to need some self-rising flour, some sugar, eggs, and you're going to need some pumpkin pie spice. Now, if you cannot find this, you can always do like, all this is cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg and allspice together. So what you would do, instead of doing a teaspoon of this, if you didn't have that, you would do a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of ginger, a teaspoon of nutmeg, and a teaspoon of allspice. But they do make this. It's called pumpkin pie spice, and it makes it so much easier. You just do it all together. So I try to keep this in my pantry because I use this with my regular pumpkin pies that I make in the oven as well, and also with this recipe. All right, so here we go. I'm going to be referring back to my recipe because this is something I make seasonal, guys, usually in the fall around Halloween, Thanksgiving, stuff like that, because pumpkin's very popular at that time. My husband loves this pumpkin roll. And I'm not a huge pumpkin fan, but I do like pumpkin roll because I love cream cheese, and we're going to get into the filling here in a little while. So I cannot wait to show you how this all goes. All right, so we're going to take the eggs. We got 3 large eggs. I'm going to crack them each into this little container to make sure everything's okay with them before we put them in the bowl. And they look good. The holidays are almost upon us, guys, and Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Love cooking for it. I love the time of the year it is. I love just cooking and getting together with my family, and then Christmas will be here. I do like Christmas too. It's a good time. I love celebrating the birth of Jesus, but Thanksgiving is probably my favorite. All right, and then we're going to do the sugar, and we have 1 cup of just white granulated sugar. All right, and it says we're going to beat that together. I'm using my little hand mixer today. Let me pull my cord over here a little bit because I didn't want to get my big one out, but I may have to get my big one out for the filling. I don't know. I can do it in this. We'll see. All right, so just going to mix that together until it's kind of well combined. Just a couple of steps to this. It's really not that hard to me. The hardest part of this recipe is getting that in the pan and flipping it out and rolling it up. Now that's going to be the trick. We'll see how that goes. And we're doing this on video, so y'all get to see me make a mess, I guess. I don't know. So just beat that together really good. And then we're going to add our 2/3 cup of pumpkin. Now what I'm going to do today is, you could either make 2 rolls if you wanted to, which I'm not going to. I'm just going to make 1, or you can save that and just do a pumpkin pie. And I think I'm going to share a recipe on pumpkin pie, but I'm going to do a half a recipe, so I'll just make 1 pie instead of 2 since I have part of a can of pumpkin. But we'll see how that goes. And we're going to mix this in. Just get that mixed in really well. I love the smell of pumpkin. It smells good, and I love the color. That orange is beautiful. I just I'm really crazy about it. All right, then we're going to add a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Make sure I got the teaspoon out. I'm wearing my glasses today. I went to the eye doctor several weeks back, and they told me I had astigmatism. And I had to wear my glasses like when I'm driving and when I'm working and stuff. And I thought, well, I think I'm just going to do that today. I'm just going to wear that today. All right, let's mix this up real quick. I think I'm going to kind of scrape the sides down a little bit. I want to make sure all that spice gets in there. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to do 3/4 cup of self-rising flour. And I use White Lily. It's my favorite. You can use whatever works best for you. I'm just going to kind of go slow with this because I don't want that flour to fly all over the place and get me. My best friend Becky gave me this recipe. She's passed away. She passed away about 4 years ago. I missed her terribly. She was about 10 years older than me, but we always had so much fun together, and she was hilarious. I still keep in touch with her son, Joey. I don't get to see her daughter or anything, and I get to be around her grandkids from time to time. She has, Joey has 4 children, and he has a set of twin boys, and they live local here close. And then the other two, his other 2 children, they live off a little bit ways, but every now and then I see them. But I miss Becky. She's a great lady, and we had so much fun together. I know I'll see her again one day. All right, let's see. Just make sure I'm getting all the clumps out. I want this to be mixed up really good. You don't have to beat it to death, but you want it incorporated really good. Turn it up just a little bit. And this is a small amount of flour for the amount of eggs that you put in, but it's kind of I think it has to, for the consistency it needs to be to roll up. I think that's why it's like that. All right, so let me see if I can pop those off and get them out of the way. Whoop. And I'm going to stir this around a little bit, just make sure I got everything incorporated on the bottom. Now I need to double back and make sure I've got everything I need. Let's see, the flour, pumpkin pie spice, 3 eggs, a cup of sugar, 2/3 of pumpkin. And I believe that's it. Now this is the fun part right here, starting a part of the fun part. Okay, so what it says is you're supposed to get some parchment paper, and you need a shallow dish or pan. And this is aggravating, but you kind of have to keep a lid on it to get it to come out. So you spray it with cooking spray really good so it's not going to stick. Like I said, this is parchment paper, and then you have to flour it just a little bit. I'm going to get a little flour on my hands here. See if I can flour this just a little. This can seem intimidating, guys, but it's not that bad. Like I said, the hardest part is getting this thing turned back out off of this sheet pan and rolled up. In my book, that's the hardest part. But you just don't want it to stick, so you just put some flour on there. Okay. Kind of like that, if you can see. All right. Now, let's bring this little baby over here. Probably need to wash my hand. See if I can wipe it off with my cloth here. A little towel real quick. I'm such a messy cook. Make sure that's got all the flour on it. And the spray. Okay. Alright, now we're going to turn this out into this. Whew, if I can hold it right. Papa used to do things, and when he would do stuff, he's like, and it wouldn't work. He's like, you ain't holding your mouth right. I always thought that was so funny when I was a kid. But, you know, it is funny how we do hold our mouth a certain way when we're studying on something and trying to do it. All right. Okay, let's put that there. Now we're just going to spread this out. So it needs to be kind of a thin sheet top, because you're going to have it thin. You're going to roll it up. Just make it kind of square. And I preheated my oven to 375, and I'm going to cook this 13 to 15 minutes. So I guess I'll check it at 15 and see where it's at, see what it's doing. And then I'll come back and see if I can push that. You want it to be like a rectangle shape. You know, see if you can make it even on all sides there. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. If I can push it down on there. There we go. Make it even. So here. Push that side down. Get it out. This takes just a minute, but it'll be okay. All right. That looks pretty even. Okay, now like I said, I'm going to put it in a 375-degree oven for about 13 to 15 minutes. I'm going to check it in 13 and see if it bounces, because you have to touch it and see if it bounces back. If it does, then it's ready. Okay. All right. Well, let me see. That looks a little thick through there. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. All I'll be right back and I'll show you what it looks like when I take it out, okay? Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, now I baked my pumpkin bread mixture stuff for 13 minutes at 375. I checked it and it's ready. Now this is the hardest part of this, guys, and I hope I can get it done without breaking it. Because as soon as you take it out, you're supposed to flip it over onto this. And I don't know how well I'm going to do this, so it's always a challenge for me. Let me get this out of the way, my old nasty pan. Out of the way. All right. This I have to flip over on that. Whew, this always makes me so nervous. I don't know if I can do it or not. Whoop, there it's already going. Oh man, I'm trying to. Anyway, here we go. Here goes nothing. Woo! I just made a mess. All right, I got it. Yay! And it didn't stick. So I got it all over my shirt, as you see. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to have to roll it in this towel because it has to roll up and cool in this towel. So here we go. Oh gosh, that's the hardest part, flipping that thing out, I'll tell you what. All right, and now I'm going to just set this aside over on my counter and just let it cool. And then when I do that, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what kind of filling we put in it, and then we're going to put this together, okay? I'll be back in just a few minutes. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, I have got my pumpkin stuff over here that's been cooling in this little towel, and y'all saw on the last part that I flipped that over. I put my apron on because I've got flour all over my shirt, because when I, or not flour, but powdered sugar, when I flip that over, it's crazy. So now we're going to make the stuff that goes inside of the pumpkin roll. Now we're going to need a block of softened cream cheese, 8 ounce. We're going to need a cup of powdered sugar, and it says we need to sift it, so we're going to do that. And we need 6 tablespoons of softened butter. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I got my stick out, so I'm going to go ahead and count off 6 and get that in my bowl, because I got to whip that together. Lord, I can't even hold on to my butter today. All right. And I'll just put that other little piece in my little buttery thing that I have, and then I'm going to put my cream cheese in. And it's softened, like I said. I've had it out on the counter this morning while I was doing other things. And anytime you're working with cream cheese, guys, and you're making, like, you know, filling or anything like that, you need to have it softened, because if you try to do that when it's cold out of the refrigerator, it's just going to clump up and have little things in it. You do need to have it softened. It's very important, especially if it says softened, make sure. And then I need a teaspoon of vanilla. Now I use the imitation. I always say this, I'm a cheap, easy girl. Now if you want the real stuff, you go right ahead. They have it in any grocery store. It's a lot more expensive, so I'm just going to do the imitation. My family's always been fine with that. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour this into my little sifter thing here, and I'm going to kind of go through it a little bit and sift it out. It says to sift it because I'm sure there's some hard places in there for the powdered sugar. Kind of do that a little bit. See if I can go this way better. Might go faster this way. I want all the powdered sugar I can get, but I got to get all those lumps out for sure. See if I can mash it with my hands, get those lumps out. Powdered sugar comes in a bag most of the time now. So just for reference, guys, if it ever, if you've heard a recipe that calls for, an older recipe that calls for a box of powdered sugar, that is 16 ounces of powdered sugar. And in the bags, they're 32 ounces. So what you would do is you would use half that bag. So just wanting to give you that, because I had my aunt was worried. She was making something, I don't remember what it was. She was using powdered sugar. I want to say cheesecake, but I don't think she uses powdered sugar in her cheesecakes. But she was panicking. She was like, Marcia, what do? I can't find a box of powdered sugar. I said, just get the bag and use half of it. So, and she did, and it turned out great. So here we go. We're going to mix this up. Ooh. We'll let this beat. Get it whipped up together a little bit. And I'm going to add my powdered sugar This is going to be our filling, guys. Anything with cream cheese to me is delicious, and butter. I'm a huge butter fan, let me tell you. And I've had my butter sitting out. I keep my butter in what I call a buttery. It's a little container. You can keep your butter at room temperature as long as it's covered. If it's covered, you're good. A lot of people keep it in the fridge, and I do. I keep my sticks in the fridge, but I take like 2 sticks at a time and put it in my little buttery, and I'll grab that thing real quick. Let me grab it real quick and show you what I'm talking about. This is my little buttery right here. And I got this at Smoky Mountain Knife Works in their kitchen department. You can order them online. I've seen them other places. But see, it's kind of dirty. Don't pay no attention. But you can put 2 sticks of butter in there, and it covers it. So as long as you have your butter in a covered dish, you can keep it on your counter, because as you know, refrigerated butter is very hard to spread. You can't spread it. It's terrible. So just keep that in mind. All right. This is mixed up pretty good, so I'm going to slowly start adding my powdered sugar. Let me get me a different spoon. I wasn't prepared, obviously. So I'm going to do, I don't know, maybe half of it, and then I'll do the other half in just a minute. Well, my drawer don't want to close. There we go. All right. Let's just start out slow. Anytime you're doing powdered sugar or flour in your mixer, start out slow, guys, because I'm telling you right now, if you don't, that stuff's going to go to Kingdom Come and back. It's going to be all over the place. Kind of like when I flipped over that powdered sugar, that thing over the powdered sugar napkin, or not napkin, but kitchen towel. I made a mess. All right, so let's start out slow again. Let's try that. This is a lot similar to cream cheese icing, like what you would ice a cake with, but it's a little bit thicker. I think the cream cheese icing might cost a little bit or something, but anyway, just going to beat this together really well till it's smooth, okay? Whew, I got to get that thing off my table. It's shaky, shaky, shaky. Let me move this stuff so I can finish up here. Set that right back there. Now, see if that's better. Yeah. All right, now I'm going to scrape the sides down because I want to get all of that icing, of everything, all the cream cheese, all the powdered sugar and everything on there. Get it all mixed together really good. All right. Now I'm just going to beat it. Get it whipped. Now, another option that you could do if you're a nut person, you could add pecans to this, because a lot of people like to put pecans in their stuff, but I don't ever put pecans in mine. Now, I'm going to have to taste this. Delish. Delish, delish. Not too overly sweet, but so good. All right. Now, we're going to get our towel over here and unroll our pumpkin. Let me grab well, I can use this towel, I guess. Such a messy cook, guys. And when I bake, I'm really messy at baking. I don't know if there's an easy way not to. But anyway, all right, so we're just going to roll this thing out, and we're going to put it together. All right, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. That's how I feel. This is the finished product. Okay. All right. Looks pretty good. Now we're going to put our icing in the middle. And I just put big old dollops on it and then just spread it out. It's about the easiest way to do something, I reckon. All right, let's see. Okay. And I'm using an offset spatula. I think this is really good when you're putting icing on anything and spreading things. And you don't have to go all the way to the end, because what we'll do is when we start rolling it, we don't want it to gush out, which of course gushiness is good, I guess. But take it all the way to the end over here as you can. Just spread it as even as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, this is your creation, and it's going to be good. I mean, you know, people eat with their eyes first. They want things to look nice. I get that, but you know, if you're cooking for your family and you do this and they like it, they're going to eat it again. They're not going to fuss and be like, oh, Mom, that looks gross. They're just going to eat it because they know it's good. So But if you're, you know, trying to entertain and you're wanting to impress, you know, make it fancy. But I'm not real fancy around here. I'm just kind of, I'm a country girl and I do my thing. Okay. All right, let me set this over here, guys, out of the way. And I'll see if I can roll this little baby up. You know, I think I'm going to get my knife back because I think I'm going to cut that thing. Let y'all see. All right, so let's see if I can turn it this way. Here we go. We're going to roll it up as tight as we possibly can. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It don't have to be perfect. And then, like I said, this powdered sugar helps, but that does stick a little bit on your towel, and that's okay. You can sprinkle some powdered sugar over it if you want to make it look pretty after the fact. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. Let's see. All right. Now, let me see if I can find me a pretty platter. I'm thinking, what could I put this on that would be pretty? And I don't know. Let's see. Let me wash my hands real quick. Let me see if I can find a platter, and I'll be right back. I want to put it out there, and I want to cut it, and I'm going to show you what it's going to look like, okay? I'll be right back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, cleaned up my mess a little bit. I got my, found me a platter. This is my pumpkin roll. Now, you see how there's some powdered sugar on there, but we want it to be prettier. That's fine. Set it on the center of that. You just get you a little sifter or tea strainer and just sprinkle a little powdered sugar on it. This is a pretty way to make it look good and festive, you know. Now, all right, there is what it looks like, guys. Okay, now we're going to slice it. Now, what I always do is I always just take this end piece off because it's not that pretty. I'll eat that, you know. I'll take one for the team today, and I'll eat the one on the end. I'm going to set that aside. And then I've just got a knife that's got a little bit of just a moist napkin. Now I'm going to cut it just like this so y'all can see how pretty it is on the inside. All right. Now, and that is what it looks like, guys. It is so pretty, and I love it. I love pumpkin roll. Not a huge fan of pumpkin, but with this cream cheese, let me tell you something. Cream cheese makes everything good. So there's that. So I wanted to show you that one, and then here's my platter. And I'm going to take a bite of this one on the end, because see, the end's not that pretty. I mean, it's okay on that side, but I'm going to taste this one for y'all. This is going to be my breakfast today. I've been cooking all morning, and I'm about as weak as a kitten trying to get to the milk. So I'm going to have a little nourishment with this, okay? The pumpkin is not overpowering. Now you get it, and then you get that spice in there. But then that savory sweet cream cheese. Oh my gosh, so good. Don't be afraid. Get in the kitchen and bake up some of these pumpkin rolls, man. They are great. Your family's gonna love them, your friends are gonna love them, you're gonna love them. So let me know what you think, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Meals with Marcia. And don't forget that in the description, everything you're gonna need and how to do this is gonna be in there. So thank you so much for watching. God bless everyone, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.